I want to give an update to this IronCat HPC02 that I own. I've owned it for about a good month now, and I've used it basically every single day to get some good mileage on it. And this is my final verdict. It is not worth the 150 price tag or the 130 price tag or the $100 price tag that it has. There's a lot of quality concern issues with this mouse. First off, the initial concerns I've had with it where it creaks everywhere is still the same. It hasn't developed in any worsened way, but it's still there. My mouse 1 and mouse 2 wobble a lot. My side clicks wobble a lot. Uh, and recently my scroll wheel has started to develop a bit of a wobble to it as well. The scroll wheel is more noticeable for me because my finger sits off at like an off angle on the scroll wheel, so I can notice that wobbliness that it has. Nothing too bothersome in game, but it's definitely there. Additionally, the tensioning that you can do for your clicks to have it even like less tensioning or more tensioning is completely ass. If you set this bad boy to have less tensioning on your clicks, the clicks start to feel like they're complete mushy, and it's just not worth it. So I had to set them to where like they're the hardest actuation point, just so the clicks didn't feel like they're god awful, to be honest with you. If you don't have the tensioning set correctly at the proper levels inside the little screws right here, it will start to develop like a little rattle inside the mouse. You just have to be like perfectly caution with how you tension it. If you miss it by the mark, it will rattle like crazy. Luckily the mouse doesn't rattle. I've done a lot to this mouse, just about everything that you can think of. I've slammed it a couple of times. God damn, chat. Oh, fuck me. No. It's fallen off my shelf by accident at one point, and it hasn't built up any additional problems with it. It's just it still has the main concerns of the quality control issues from originally, with all the creaks and the side plays and the pre-travels and the post-travels. But besides that, there's been no additional issues that has happened besides the scroll wheel. The sensor is pretty good. I've noticed no issues with the sensor. The battery performance is about mid, to be honest. With no RGB on, I get a good week on it. With RGB on, it's like 2 to 3 days and then it dies. So I highly recommend, if you get the mouse, don't use RGB. It's not worth it at all. And yeah, that's about it. I don't think it's worth the price tag for it, but maybe it'll be a nice part of your collection, especially if you don't want to get like an Asus mouse that you can switch switches on. It's pretty easy to switch the switches on here, to be honest with you. Once you get used to it, you know how to do it afterwards. But that's all I want to say. Y'all have a good day.